What if I told you the biggest war story of 2026 isn't the bombs you saw on the news? It's the thing you never saw. Last Wednesday, President Trump got on a private video call with the 7 most powerful people on the planet, the full G7. Britain, France, Germany, Japan, Italy, Canada, and the United States, all on one screen. No cameras rolling, no leaks allowed. He leaned in and told them straight, Iran is days away from surrender. I just removed the cancer that was threatening every one of you. He sounded completely confident. He even said, just keep watching, you're going to see it happen live. Fast forward 24 hours, and Tehran's streets filled up like never before. Not with protests. Not with people running from explosions. Hundreds of thousands of Iranians came out waving national flags, cheering, packing every major boulevard as far as the eye could see. The Iranian president was right there in the middle of it. The foreign minister stood shoulder to shoulder with the crowd. Even the head of their top security council, the same man who once promised to plunge the whole Middle East into darkness, stepped up to a microphone while a missile exploded just blocks away. The people around him ducked. He never even paused. He looked straight into the camera and said, "Our people do not fear these sounds." That moment went viral around the world. But it's actually not the most important thing that happened this week. The part that really decides who won or lost happened deep inside a mountain, months before any bombs ever fell. Let me walk you through it like a detective story, because this changes everything. The whole reason America launched Operation Epic Fury was simple: stop Iran from ever getting a nuclear bomb. Before the war started, the UN's nuclear watchdog confirmed Iran already had 441 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60%. That's not quite weapons grade yet, but scientists say it's so close that Iran could turn it into real bombs in just a few weeks. Enough material, according to US officials, for about 10 or 11 crude nuclear weapons. So the United States did something historic. They dropped 14 of the biggest non-nuclear bunker-busting bombs ever created, the 30,000-pound GBU-57. These things were specially designed over more than 10 years just for Iranian targets. Stealth bombers flew them right into the heart of Iran's 2 biggest nuclear sites. The craters were so massive you could literally see them from space. Trump stepped in front of the cameras and declared the entire nuclear program completely obliterated. Most of the world looked at the satellite photos and thought the mission was done. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Iran had already moved every single canister of that enriched uranium weeks earlier, before the first American bomber even left the runway. They hid it in canisters the size of a scuba tank, easy to carry, easy to stash. Where exactly? Inside a secret underground facility carved straight into solid granite in the Zagros Mountains. This place goes down 260 to 330 feet, deeper than anything America can reach. The mountain sitting on top of it towers 650 meters higher than the mountain that took all 14 bunker busters to crack. America's most powerful conventional bomb can only punch about 200 feet into rock under perfect conditions. This mountain is more than 50% deeper than that. There is no missile, no drone, no weapon in the entire U.S. arsenal that can touch it. Even top American generals admitted this in secret briefings to Congress. One senator came out and said it plainly: some of Iran's stuff is now buried so deep we can never reach it. So while Trump was telling the G7 Iran is about to give up, that 441 kilos of near weapons-grade uranium was sitting safe and sound inside a mountain no bomb on Earth can crack. And Iran didn't just hide it, they kept improving it. Satellite pictures from the last few months show nonstop construction at that exact mountain site. They're digging deeper, widening tunnels, adding more security fences, basically turning it into an unbreakable vault while the rest of the world watches. Now the only ideas left are getting scary. Insiders say the US and Israel have talked about sending special forces, teams inside Iran, to physically hunt down and grab that uranium. Picture American troops on the ground in a country of 90 million people that just proved it's not falling apart. That's the backup plan when every other option ran out. Because the hope that the Iranian regime would collapse from inside, that failed completely. Intelligence agencies thought the second the supreme leader was gone, millions of Iranians would rise up in celebration. Instead, security forces flooded the streets within hours. The internet was shut down to almost nothing. Government supporters got special SIM cards to flood social media with pro-regime messages. The giant rally we saw this week wasn't people demanding freedom. It was organized by the government with free buses, free meals, and heavy security making sure nobody stepped out of line. A missile exploded nearby while top officials were speaking, and they just kept talking like it was background noise. That's not a government on the brink of collapse. That's a government still firmly in control. The ripple effects are hitting everyone. Saudi Arabia didn't even join this war, yet their oil tankers are now paying $400,000 per trip instead of $100,000. They have to sail the long way around Africa because the Strait of Hormuz is still blocked. That extra $300,000 per ship is happening every single day, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Gulf countries are quietly rethinking who they trust to keep their oil flowing safely. So let's look at the honest scoreboard after 14 days of war, no spin, just outcomes. The nuclear sites at Fordow and Natanz are heavily damaged. Centrifuges are probably ruined. But the actual enriched uranium, the most dangerous part, is gone. Hidden deeper than any bomb can reach. Iran's missile launches dropped sharply, yet they're still hitting targets every day, still using drone boats in the Gulf, and still shutting that critical shipping lane. Their navy is basically wiped out. Their air force barely flies anymore. But right now, 2,200 U.S. Marines are sailing across the Pacific because the Navy still can't force the strait open. And the biggest goal, regime change, clearly didn't happen. Hundreds of thousands marched in support of the government this week, not against it. The surrender Trump promised the G7 leaders hasn't arrived. Instead, the world is learning a hard new lesson. America can destroy anything it can see from the sky at lightning speed. But if your most valuable treasure is moved underground before the first bomb drops and buried deeper than America's best weapons can go, then America's hands are tied. China is already moving its own secret sites deeper underground because of what they just watched. Every other major country is studying this right now. The uranium is still in that mountain. The mountain is still deeper than the bomb. And the one card America thought it held has been played. That's the real picture on day 14. This war isn't over. It's just entering a much more dangerous phase. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think America will send troops in? Will Iran finally deal? Or is this about to get way bigger? If you want the unfiltered truth on stories the mainstream won't touch, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. I'm dropping the next update the second anything breaks. Thanks for watching. Stay informed. Stay ahead.